In the 1980s, Miami became the silent financial heartbeat of the Colombian cocaine boom, a city where glittering skylines and growing international business masked the quiet movement of millions of illicit dollars flowing through local banks, many of which never realized that behind the clean signatures and organized deposits lay the invisible shadow of cartel money, moving with a precision that stunned investigators years later. The laundromats of this empire were not typical criminal hideouts but polished financial institutions, trust companies, and neighborhood banks that handled massive deposits from seemingly legitimate businesses, import firms, travel agencies, currency exchanges, each adding to a growing river of cash that was carefully structured to avoid detection, broken into smaller deposits, funneled through offshore accounts, and ultimately reinvested into both criminal operations and legitimate ventures. Colombia's traffickers, especially those connected to the Medellin and Cali cartels, realized early that power wasn't only built with weapons and routes. It was built with numbers on ledgers, with financial secrecy, and with the ability to blend dirty money into the legitimate economy without raising alarms, allowing them to expand their operations, buy influence, and create the illusion of respectability in cities that were eager for economic growth. Miami's booming Latin American community, bustling airport, and status as a gateway to the Caribbean made it ideal for rapid cash movement, and many banks eager for deposits after years of economic struggle accepted large sums without fully understanding or questioning their origins, unknowingly becoming conduits for criminal wealth that passed through teller windows disguised as proceeds from restaurants, clothing stores, or import-export companies. Behind the scenes, cartel financial couriers, known as Smurfs, entered banks, daily carrying duffel bags filled with small bills collected from street dealers and distribution networks, depositing them in small amounts across dozens of branches to avoid mandatory reporting thresholds, creating a money flow so widespread that many employees considered it a normal part of Miami's booming commercial life. As the laundered money circulated, it bought real estate, cars, businesses, and influence, creating an underground financial ecosystem that propped up Miami's rapid economic expansion, turning once quiet neighborhoods into hubs of construction, nightlife, and luxury spending, while giving cartels the ability to operate far beyond the reach of traditional law enforcement. Federal agencies eventually began noticing unusual patterns: small repeated deposits from unrelated individuals, sudden growth in obscure businesses, and financial transfers to offshore accounts in Panama and the Bahamas, leading to deeper investigations that revealed just how embedded cartel money had become in Miami's banking structure. The challenge for investigators was immense. Distinguishing normal business growth from criminal laundering was nearly impossible in a city thriving on cash-driven commerce, and the cartels were thousands of miles away, shielded by layers of intermediaries and legitimate-seeming financial paperwork that made connecting the money to its true origins difficult. Over time, undercover operations, surveillance, and cooperation from international financial authorities helped expose networks of shell companies, secret ledgers, and brokers who specialized in making dirty cash appear clean, revealing an entire hidden economy that had operated for years in plain sight. When the truth started emerging, Miami faced not only legal repercussions but also the reality that its economic boom had been partly fueled by illegal money, creating a moral and financial reckoning as banks were forced to tighten regulations, implement new reporting systems, and reevaluate compliance protocols that had previously been overlooked or underestimated. The eventual crackdown through new federal laws, stricter banking oversight, and multinational cooperation marked a turning point in the fight against money laundering, leading to modern compliance systems used worldwide today, while also leaving Miami with a complex legacy of prosperity intertwined with criminal history. In the end, the Colombian cartel bank laundering operations of the 1980s became a defining chapter in America's financial crime landscape, showing how easily illegal wealth can infiltrate legitimate institutions, how economic ambition can blur ethical boundaries, and how vital vigilance is when the line between lawful business and hidden criminal enterprise becomes dangerously thin.